let's address the numbers of IEX, which came on Friday. They were a little weak, both on a basis of a year-on-year number as well as quarter-on-quarter. Year-on-year, the revenue has declined 15%, the profit is down 4%, as well as margins have narrowed a tad bit, and that's because the volumes have been a bit lower on a year-on-year basis. The 9-month volume is down 4%, and the Q3 volume itself slipped by around 12%. To understand why that happened and more importantly what's the outlook of the company is looking like, we have with us Mr. S.N. Goel, the CMD at IEX, joining us. Mr. Goel, hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. First up, let's discuss the volumes itself. Why were the volumes lower as far as Q3 is concerned? We understand that it wasn't really the electricity volume but the certificate volume which was down. Could you explain to us what should we expect in Q4 and coming quarters?
Yeah, good afternoon. On quarter-on-quarter basis, our volume was in fact positive in electricity side by 8.6%. But if you look at year-on-year basis, the volume is minus 2.2% on electricity and minus 71% on certificates. See, last year, after a stay of 16 months on trading of certificates, the stay was lifted and trading of REC was allowed. And that is why there was a backlog of demand. And we did very good volume of REC certificate trading in the third quarter, which was almost about 41 lakhs. And this year against that, we have done almost about 12 lakhs. So that is why in the REC trading, there was a decrease. But overall, what we are saying that this year has been slightly a challenging year for the energy markets world over. The coal prices have increased significantly, gas prices have increased significantly, and we have seen impact of that in India also. We have coal-based power plants, which are imported coal-based power plants also, almost about 20,000 megawatt. Good part of this capacity was not operating because of the high cost of the coal. Similarly, gas-based stations were also practically not operating. And this impacted the supply side on the exchange platform. Because of that, our clearing price was also high. Last year, our clearing price was about 4 rupees. This year, the clearing price was about 6 rupees. And at this clearing price, there is no opportunity for distribution companies to optimize the cost and open access consumers to purchase power from the exchange. I think now the situation is improving. Coal production in the country has increased significantly. Government of India has set a target of almost about 1 billion ton coal production. And I'm sure that is going to happen. If that happens, the availability of coal will be much better. Imported coal prices have also started coming down. And this should remove the supply side constraints. And coming year should be much better.
Right. Sir, how do you think that situation is improving? One is, of course, prices of select product have gone up, e-auction volumes have gone up. Can you tell us other key variables that you believe will lead to improvement in the coming quarters?
Availability of coal, coal production has improved significantly. E-auction prices have started coming down now. E-auction prices were almost about 400% of the administered price. Now these have started coming down to almost about 230 to 40%. So there is a significant reduction in the e-auction price. As a result of that, our clearing price also has started coming down now. And in the imported coal also, there is a significant price reduction. So I'm sure these two factors will remove the supply side constraints.
Well, so since you're talking about improvement as far as a lot of parameters is concerned, what could be, let's say, the volume growth over the next 12 months? Because the last 9 months, there was a decline of 4%. Going forward, will that softness continue, or we can see a double-digit growth in the volumes on account of low base?
See, we have seen this kind of volume in the past also. Continuously for 2 years, we had volume growth of 37%. Thereafter, this is one difficult year where the volume is practically going to be flat in this year. But I'm sure, last 5 years, we have achieved 20% CAGR growth in the volume. And our GDP is definitely going to grow. And if it grows by 6-7%, electricity demand is going to grow. And I'm sure the exchange also will see almost at least about 20% volume growth.
Okay, so hopefully back to that 20% volume growth really soon. But Mr. Goel, how bigger worries competition? Because of course recently we have seen a couple of other trading platforms come as well. And also for your own diversification, you had moved to the likes of gas trading. You were also come up with the voluntary carbon market as well as coal exchange. Can you talk to us about these initiatives as well as competition in the power trading?
Yeah. See, we are already operating in a competitive environment. Right from 2008, when we started operation, there is another exchange which was there, PXIL, and the third exchange has started operation from the month of July. In spite of that, our market share, we are still the leader in the market. Our market share is plus 90% for the full year. And I mean, plus 90% for the third quarter, and I think about 89% for the full year. So I don't think there is any issue on that. Our day-ahead market and real-time market, which are the flagship products, we have almost about 100% market share in these two segments.
Right.
Today in India, we are doing only about 6-7% of the total generation through the exchange. World over, the exchanges are doing almost about 50-60%. So there is enough opportunity for all the three exchanges to grow in this segment. So I really don't see any challenge in that. As far as the diversification is concerned, we started gas exchange in 2020, and in the last 2.5 years, gas exchange has done remarkably well. This year, gas exchange has done already 35 million MMBTU of the gas trading, which is 3 times of what we did in the full last year. And I'm expecting that this year we will close with 50 million MMBTU, which is going to be 5 times of last year. And it has made good reasonable profit also. We started the International Carbon Exchange. We incorporated this company in the month of December. See, in India and world over, many large corporates have decided to go carbon neutral, and they have fixed very challenging target for themselves.
Sir, just quickly, if you could also talk about budget expectations, since you have looked at this industry pretty closely, what are you expecting in terms of power capex?
I'm sure there are going to be concessions and incentives for renewable capacity addition, and particularly in the area of hydrogen and storage systems, because these are necessary for integration of renewable into the system.
Sure, Mr. Goel, let's see what the Finance Minister actually delivers on 1st of February, and we are hopeful that you'll join us after that to talk to us about what exactly those measures that have been announced in budget as well. We'll let you go on that note. Thank you so much for joining us today. So that's a word coming in from IEX. This has been a soft year, but they're expecting to bounce back to that 20% volumes real soon and not worried about the competition at all. Plus, looking at diversification with respect to carbon as well as gas trading platforms to expand their business.